Who are you?
I'm Diplo.
Diplo, welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Thanks for having me, Nardwuar.
Diplo, right off the bat, I have a gift for you. Some Rotary Connection.
I love Rotary Connection. I love them a lot.
Yeah, what can you tell the people Rotary Connection and Peace Christmas, as it is a seasonal time right now?
It is Christmas, and I don't know what about this record you want me to talk about, but I love Rotary Connection. I love Minnie Riperton. I love, did I sample this record? Maybe I did.
I was thinking if you already have this record, it might be good for a gift.
This one. This is the one I don't have, actually. I pass this one up a lot because you can't really get a lot of great samples off of Christmas albums because you've heard the sounds all the time. But this one's great because I don't have this one. I have a couple other ones that are awesome, but this one I don't have, so thank you very much.
Diplo, what was it like racing the Cornell track team?
How did I race the Cornell track team? That was we actually lost that race, but we met these girls that were racers when I played at Cornell, and in fact, Trini Chris, part of Major Lazer, was really a fast runner, and he actually beat a couple of them, but we lost in general. They were an Ivy League team, but yeah, Cornell track team, definitely a loss to them, but we tried our best. We were kind of drunk.
Daytona Garage Rock, the Nightcrawlers.
I love them. What's their big hit?
Little Black Egg. And is it true that you sold their 7-inch for $400?
It's true. I sold it to a dealer, but my mother went to high school with those guys because they went to. She went to mainland. I think she went to New Smyrna Beach or mainland high school. But yeah, she remembers them playing some of her parties when she was in high school.
So did you take it from your mom's collection and then sell it?
No, she only listened to like gospel and country music. I don't know where I found that. I found it like a thrift shop or something in New Smyrna Beach.
You got $400 for it?
Yeah, you can still get that. They reissued it now, so it's probably not as much. But I used to sell records, and I got that one for a lot of money.
Daytona Garage Rock.
One of the only good ones.
And I thought, I got to give you some more Florida Daytona Garage Rock. I got this comp here for you. Florida Psychedelic States. And if you open it up right there to the annotated mark right there, there's a group there called the Two Thirds and another one called the Hungry Eyes from Daytona Beach.
I never knew there was another cool band from Daytona besides these guys.
The Hungry Eyes, and look what they're posing in their promo pic. In snow!
How did that happen?
They were on tour.
Oh, okay.
Have you thought about doing that sort of thing?
Going on tour? I've been thinking about it, but I like...
And posing in the snow.
I was thinking about posing in the snow. I think I've done it before. I don't remember.
So here are two garage groups from Daytona, the Two Thirds and the Hungry Eyes, that you can tackle in your sampling.
Maybe there might be more still, but I'm into all these. I'm into all these kind of bands, so there might be some awesome sounds on here. I'm thinking.
Also, as We the People as well, because like Florida had such a great garage scene in the '60s.
I think Florida had it because they had a bunch of young people, just like as well as like Michigan and some other places that are kind of depressing. We had a good garage scene in the '60s.
Now, Miami bass is important to Diplo, isn't it?
I love Miami bass. I've always been a huge fan, collected it, freestyle, Miami bass, Miami electro, everything from Magatron to Two Live Crew, Jam Pony Express.
What can you tell me about the pioneer of Miami bass, one of them, Magic Mike?
Magic Mike, awesome artwork as well. He's actually from Orlando, but he represents Miami really hard. And he's actually still out there DJing. Because he actually migrated from like ghetto bass stuff to more kind of like electro bass, and he's still out there. He was like with DJ Icy and the Orlando guys. But Florida is so great because it has so much electro and bass music, and I grew up with all this stuff. These records are awesome.
Here's another Miami basser that I know you know, Gigolo Tony.
I love Gigolo Tony, and I don't have this record though.
Look at him on the back too.
Whoa, he's going in.
Can you tell the people about Gigolo Tony? He did Smurf Rock at one time, but what do you know about Gigolo Tony from the Miami Bass Department?
I know that he did do Smurf Rock. That's his biggest record. It's not on this, though. But he was just cool. I mean, I think look at him. He just was going in and looking cool.
Diplo, what about the compilations of Miami Bass that's out there? Miami Bass Wars, Miami Bass Express, and Miami Bass Machine. Have you seen these around at all?
These are all good records, and these are more like instrumental Miami Bass records. While you have this kind of stuff, would be considered like ghetto style Miami Bass records. This is more like dance and stuff like this. And these records are mainly to check the bass in your car. And for guys just to listen to bass, they're just like, this is like the original dubstep. You just put this in your car and just sat there and you just listen to the bass shake your car up, which is kind of awesome.
Have they appeared on any of your records, or is anybody sampling them?
I sampled, with Bucky Dungun, we sampled DJ Battery Brian, Volt Mix, which is famous. Everybody sampled that in Brazil.
How about the shuttle launches? You go to any of those?
When I was a younger guy, I went to see a couple shuttle launches. I actually got a Challenger shuttle tattooed here because I was young and I actually saw the Challenger explode when I was in school. Pretty weird.
Like you were watching it live on TV?
Like, just watch it on TV and you're like a little kid and just poosh.
Diplo, Daytona strip clubs, the Shark Lounge. Have you been there?
Been to Shark Lounge. I think there's another one called Pink Pony.
Molly Brown's, Diamond Dolls?
That one's good because that's right next to the only kind of like bar place where you would sell drugs. Next is Molly Brown's, and then next to that is Razzles. So I've been to Molly Brown's a couple times.
Has your music been played in them?
Probably not. That's pretty much, you get a lot of hair metal at Molly Brown's. It's not really a place for turning up.
And shout out to @DJMom1.
Yeah, she used to be famous on Twitter and Facebook. I met Sky Ferreira through my mother. She was like a friend of hers on Facebook. A lot of people were like, her top friends were like me back in the day, M.I.A. And then I had like, Jai Paul was friends with her on Facebook. She just met all these people and they were like, I know your mom on Facebook. And now she plays Mafia Wars. So if you want to find her on Facebook, she's still there. DJ Mom 1, I think is her name.
Diplo, thank you, the American Ukrainian Citizens Association.
I love them. The UAAC.
That's in Philly.
Yeah, in Philadelphia. They had a big church with a big golden top, and they let me rent their bar. And we started our first party there called Hollertronics about 10 years ago. And that was when I first started DJing. I was like,
Who was the Ukrainian guy that sponsored you? Because didn't you befriend a Ukrainian guy? Please explain that.
Frank or Fred or something. He had, and actually to become a member, because I'm not actually Ukrainian, I had to work there, like do manual labor. I had to fix the roof, had to sweep stuff, and I became a member. It was like a social club. It was like something like Soho House, but for Ukrainian people that live in Philly. And we just rented the church, but to rent it, you had to become a member and had to be fake Ukrainian for about 2 years.
You can't give a shout out to the guy that started it all.
He passed away. I can't remember his name though. Frank or Fred, or do you know his name?
No, I don't. But your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend, she deserves some credit too because you were inspired by her 80s party at Silk City.
Lily White. Yeah, definitely DJ Lily White, who lives in LA now. Awesome DJ. I used to go to her parties. I was like, I can play this electro whatever music, and I started playing that, and we did Hollertronics. So big shout out DJ Lily White. She was awesome.
We have met once before.
We did meet once before in Vancouver.
And here's the evidence right here. Me, you, and...
I was gonna print this for you.
Me, you, and...
M.I.A.
No, I was curious. In this photo here in the background, we see some food, some organic chips. What sort of food does M.I.A. like?
Well, she had a Snickers bar in this one, and if you can see it, we had a little bit of white wine or red wine, and I think we had some Hennessy. But was I even in this? Was I answering questions too?
No, you were in the other room interviewing Kraftwerk, you said that day.
I was writing a story for Fader magazine about Kraftwerk, which never got printed, but I got to talk to them. But I got to get in a picture. She called me up when I got this photo, so I was technically in a Nardwuar interview once before.
Is this evidence of M.I.A. food back here?
Yeah, she loves to mix Snickers and Tostitos and make like a Snickers Tostito like grab bag that she mixes it with the salsa and just drinks it like a smoothie before her shows.
Now, speaking of M.I.A., how much money did the Clash make for Paper Planes?
They made a lot of money because we sold a lot of that record, but they made a good 50%. It's the Clash, so. And big shout out to Clash. I just actually met them recently and worked with them on another record. That's awesome. So
Did they thank you at all?
they did, because they did pretty good from that record. And they sent me a nice gift box for Christmas. Like they have this boom box that they're selling right now that has all their albums and a bunch of artwork. So big shout out to Mick and Paul from the Clash.
Now, also, Paper Planes, did these guys, Rex and Effects, get any money?
We didn't give them money because I changed it just enough to where we didn't have to pay them. But we definitely ripped off this hook as well. All I want to do is a zoom, 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 and a boom, boom, which changed it to some gunshots and some screams. But it was kind of a mashed up record. So big shout out to Rex and Effects. So I still play this record a little bit.
And Pharrell's on there too.
He produces there. He's like somewhere in here as a writer. I remember that. Yeah.
But you don't owe him anything then.
No. But Pharrell's my friend. We did some other stuff now. That's really cool.
Diplo, here we are in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Yes.
Now, what's interesting is the Harlem Shake.
Right.
Right over there, could we please pan to Matt from Expendable Youth?
There he is, Matt.
Now, Matt from Expendable Youth, is it true that Matt from Expendable Youth discovered Bauer?
Did he?
Did you discover Bauer?
I don't know. Ask him.
It could have been, because it might have been from Matt. Okay, definitely it went from Bauer to Matt to Paul Devereaux to me a little bit, but I think Bauer discovered himself. He might have woke up one day and it was like, I am Bauer.
Can you please introduce him again, please?
Once again, we have Bauer over there in the back, next to Paul Devereaux's mother.
This is the chain of command, so there's more Vancouver people right now in that line than there are anybody else.
You'd be surprised at how much stuff that happens in my life comes back to Vancouver.
So Harlem Shake from Vancouver, that's where it all started.
Exactly. Harlem Shakes began in Vancouver at Matt's house.
And further evidence of this goes on right here. We have this from Social Flow. It's a little indicator here of how the Harlem Shake all started. Do you see that?
Wow, it's like a galaxy, a Harlem Shake galaxy.
And check what's in the middle right there.
Diplo and Bauer and Major Lazer and Mad Decent and Beatport got a little shout out in there. And then Jamaican rappers. Beatport? No, Beatport doesn't get in there.
It's a data visualization.
Yeah.
But again, who's missing? Matt and Paul Devereaux.
Well, Paul Devereaux is, I'd say, a humongous chunk of Mad Decent. So he's part of that. So he's kind of in there by default.
So we finally got to the bottom of the Harlem Shake.
And there it is. Thank you for this.
I love the song you do, Fruit Juice.
Oh, Fruit Juice by Snoop Lion.
By Sloop Lion, and it has the sling tang on it, doesn't it? The under the me sling tang.
Under me slang. I can keep this.
I'm not sure.
Ah, 'cause this one's really cool. Yeah, we sampled that. We actually, that song is actually a sample from a Casio keyboard. So it doesn't really belong to anybody. It's a preset. It's like called Rock and Roll Drums. They made the whole rhythm out of it, slang tang.
When you were in Jamaica, who was the guy in the closet at the Tough Gong Studios? There was a guy living in the closet.
His name was, I think it was Chang, which is pretty generic name, but his name was Chang, and he's like this Malaysian guy that Bob Marley met in England when he was recording, and he loved the guy so much, and he started smoking weed with the guy. The guy was like an engineer, and he brought him back to Jamaica and like ruined his life and became like a weed addict and just lives in Tough Gong's closet fixing speakers all day. And I interviewed him a little bit, and he just decided one day, just got up from Malaysia and just now he lives in Jamaica, and his whole life is there in the closet of Tough Gong.
Diplo, right here is a special doll gift.
It's Gigi Allen.
Gigi Allen, 1989, with Poop.
Poo, because he used to poop on stage.
And you love the Gigi, don't you?
I love Gigi Allen because he just was everything punk, the most punk of punks. This is it right here, Gigi Allen. You can't get more punker than him. He pooped on stage.
Well, thanks so much, Diplo. Anything else you want to add to the people out there at all?
Just big shout to Nardwuar. Thanks for meeting me twice or 1.5 times. And thank you for Vancouver. Great city.
Well, thanks so much, Diplo. Keep on rocking in the free world and do-do-do-do-do.
Doot, doot.